gentlemen, you're listening to another edition of DIY Money.
DIY Money.
All right, we took a break. We looked it up to make sure Logan, he was aware of the Christmas story. I'm sorry, Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation, yeah.
What's the great quote from A Christmas Story?
I mean, there's so many.
Oh, that's a bunt.
You got your leg in the window.
That's the
over
leg
there.
lamp. Yeah. Come on, what's the great quote, though? What do they always say to the kid?
Oh, you're going to shoot your eye out.
There we go.
Yeah, cool. I have seen movies.
You totally redeemed yourself.
I have seen movies.
What's that from?
You totally redeemed yourself?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dumb and Dumber.
Okay,
come on!
okay.
We're just gonna crush the movie quotes, but a lot of these are out of your time.
Well, Dumb and Dumber I listen to, but like
Dumb and Dumber
not
is a
for
great one.
years. That is a great.
You
movie.
went ahead and then totally redeemed yourself. Anyways, because he traded in the van for the moped.
Yeah.
You remember that? Oh goodness! All right, let's go. We got a great question coming from Whitney today. I don't remember what it is because we're cutting a lot of podcasts today.
It's a long one, but it's a good one.
It's a long one.
Yeah.
We like the questions a little bit, around a minute or so.
Yeah.
I usually, sometimes, admittedly, again, pro tip number 2, I gave you one previously, keep them relevant, but pro tip number 2 is keep it around a minute or so. That's about the desired time. This one apparently is a little bit more, but I must have really liked Whitney's question because I brought it out. So, Whitney, what do you got?
Hey, Quint and Daniel. This is Whitney from Natick, Massachusetts. My husband and I have just recently gotten on the same page as far as our budget and tracking our expenses. We have made a dent in our debt, but we do still have a substantial amount of credit card, student loan, and personal loan debt. My husband recently graduated with his MFA, and we are both up for jobs that are out of state. We do not have an established emergency fund quite yet or our $1,000 fast cash. We are working on it. We both work multiple jobs. We're doing really everything we can to tackle this. But right now, we are both up for jobs out of state that would make us considerably more money than we are making now. What is your advice as to how we would fund an out-of-state move, the best way to do that when you don't have funds? We do have some money in savings, but it is earmarked for his final tuition payment. So if one of us gets a job, do we put the move on the credit cards, knowing that once the money kicks in, we'll be able to pay those off relatively quickly? Is it smarter to take out a personal loan at a lower interest rate to do that? Any advice you have or any tips on how to keep costs as low as possible on a move like this would be super appreciated. Thanks, guys.
Okay, a couple of things, Whitney. This is why I remember now specifically why I brought this question out. First of all, congratulations for being on the, quote, same page, tackling your debt. However, I have some concerns. And the reason I have some concerns is, and maybe this just started like same page last Tuesday or something like that. But if not, if you've been on the same page for a while, my concern is you are looking to tackle the debt before doing the first 2 steps. You cannot do the debt without tackling the fast cash or the emergency fund. And the reality is, if you've been on the same page for a while, then you would have had that already, and this wouldn't even be a question. So one of the reasons we do the fast cash as the number one thing is so that we don't hit a roadblock when the issues in life transpire.
Or
Perfect
opportunities.
example. Well, that was the emergency fund. But I'm flying home yesterday, and my wife knows, look, when I'm on the road, I need her to, she needs to handle everything, you know? And we've had, look, we're married 18 years now, and there's times I'm like, babe, I know when I'm traveling, there's just, you know, like, you have to be me and you know? And it's hard. So, look, when she travels, I mean, I got to be her, and I got to be the driver and the this, and oh my goodness. Anyways, so she waits sometimes because, look, sometimes stressful, you know, you don't want to, hey, oh, this is happening, and I'm away. So the minute I hit the tarmac, and I'm like, hey, I'm home. She's like, okay, a few things. I'm like, oh boy. And then the three bubbles, and I'm like, what is happening? And one of the few things, and they were all basic stuff, like we got to do this and we got to do this. But the other thing was we have a totally flat tire on, one of our cars. And so I said, okay, we got to call AAA. It needs to be towed to the tire place and blah, blah, blah. Now, that one tire, and it is flat, something has punctured the tire, is probably going to cost a few $100s. Annoying, right? But the fast cash is there. Even now, that's why it's there. It doesn't take into the Christmas fund because we're rolling. We don't have to figure out how to buy a turkey, right? Because we're turkey dinner. This is what it's designated for. So there's a method to the madness. Now, I've beaten Whitney up a little bit, and maybe maybe they just got on the same page, a week ago, and that's okay. You got to start somewhere. So number one, for anyone on this journey, fast cash, $1,000 is the key. And you do that a million different ways. You work multiple jobs. You sell a bunch of crap, whatever it is, squirrel away the $1,000. Step number 2 is emergency fund. All the while, you're only making minimum payments on the debt. You're doing that so that once you start really tackling debt, saving for retirement, whatever it may be, then you have the ability to not really take a back step. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but a side step or whatever if you get derailed with something or if an opportunity comes up. Okay. That's all in theory. That doesn't help you practically, Whitney. So let's speak about it practically. Practically, a couple questions I would have is, what is the difference? Like, are we talking about we're going to make $5,000 difference? Are we going to talk about $10,000 difference, etc.? So I think you have to quantify exactly what it is. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, these are job offers. These are exactly. Okay. If it's such a job, I guess my number one question, in addition to that, is how come there's no moving package?
Yep.
Like, even Logan left. We're a small business, and he had relocated. He needed to relocate from where were you, Cincinnati? Cincinnati to Lexington. It's like an hour down the road. Why did we give you a relocation package? I don't remember, but we did. Here's some money. I mean, there's going to be expense. He had to do a moving truck. He probably hired his buddies.
Breaking lease and stuff like that,
that's
too.
right. You had to break a lease, whatever. Okay, so that's a common thing. So as you're dialoguing with these people about a move, I genuinely think you have to dialogue about, is there any relocation package? And if you're on eggshells, you're like, I don't want to ask that question. Well, then this might not be a great job. Like we're in a world right now where people are doing everything they can to try and retain talent. So I would not at all hesitate to ask about that. Number 2, what about working remotely for the first few months? Hey, how about being open and honest with your employer? We don't have the money to move. Love the job opportunity. They can't rescind a job opportunity because you were honest about your finances.
Yep.
All right? They can't do that. So you could say, this is great. Love the job opportunity. Is there a moving package? No, there's no compensation for moving. Okay, well, it's going to be quite a bit. We've estimated about $10,000, I'm guessing, to move, to pack our stuff up, whatever it may be. Can we work remotely for the first few months while we save that money until we move? Nope, you can't. You got to be here next Tuesday. No, this presents a problem. So again, let's assume no moving package, no working remotely, and you got to move. First thing I'd be looking around and doing, what can you sell? You're moving anyways. Like, what can you sell?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're renting, because if you own a home and you're moving before you sell this house, this is problematic. I would like to encourage, and I see this a lot. I see people who believe they're making a step in the right direction, and all they're doing is making the same emotional, irrational decision that got him into credit card, student loan, etc., but they think it's different. But it's not. It's not different. So if you have to sell a house and it's not been sold yet, and you're rushing into this, because I have a newsflash for you. We're in the greatest employment opportunity in the world. Like, how about even saying to your current employer, hey, we're getting an opportunity to move across the state for $10,000 more. Would you be willing to match that? I mean, again, all of these things. But I do not like, Whitney, the idea of you financing the IFCOM at all. I'm not going to bless that.
Yeah.
I'm just not. There's another way. I didn't answer it because I just don't. Student loan, credit card, personal loan, no emergency fund, no fast cash. Sometimes the opportunities look great and look shiny, and they're just not.
Yep.
So I'm not going to bless it until we can find a way that doesn't create more debt.
Mm-hmm.
Not the answer she's looking for.
No.
We're not getting a 5-star review on that one. But I don't like it.
But I mean, you are so right in the way that those first steps are so important, and also being able to say, okay, we really need to evaluate this and be willing to talk to an employer. Whenever you and I first talked, whenever we were doing the move over, I was like, hey, I really appreciate the offer. I'm excited about the opportunity, but I have these expenses in order to get down there. Is this a possibility? And then we dialogued and made it happen.
I wanted Logan. So yeah, we're going to make it happen.
Exactly. So if they really want you talking to an employer, and they may have some benefits package out there that you just don't know about, of maybe they have an outside company that helps with moves and things like that, you need to be able to dialogue with a future employer as well.
Now let's say they say to us, let's say that I'm trying to play devil's advocate, and I really want to try to give Whitney a solution if all of these things. And so she says, well, it's $50,000 more a year. Okay, so after taxes and all the rest of that stuff, it's $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm spitballing. So $30,000 more, and it's in a better location, family. Okay, well, in that case, again, I think you would figure out exactly what it's going to cost to move. I guess if there's we're just moving crap, right?
Mm.
So what's a U-Haul? What are we talking? A few $1,000?
Oh,
So,
U-Haul's not that much. Get U-Haul and your buddies to help you. It's
well,
not.
She's married. There's no buddies in the quick picture.
All right.
I mean,
family, relatives,
family. I don't know. I mean, again, I think that you would. I don't hear that. What I hear is we're still not in the financial place we need to be, and I'm telling you, you wouldn't have that issue. We still haven't answered the question. I'm trying my best, but Whitney, I just think you got to keep doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And not go into further debt to make this happen at all.
And what you just said, I mean, there is opportunities in the market right now for jobs. Like if this job is not the one, if you could build up those funds and have yourself in a financial place that you feel comfortable, there's probably going to be opportunities that are going to
And
come.
what's the margin? Let's say we've done all this, and the margin is their current margin's $300 a month, $500 a month, right? Maybe there's still no margin. I don't know. But let's say that the margin's $500 a month, and you've got this offer. Well, is it starting at the first of the year? Because that's $1,500. That kind of thing. So I don't know. I do not like adding debt. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna conclude with that. Anything else?
No, I agree.
Let's finish it up. Whitney, I'm sorry. Maybe we didn't give you the answer you were looking for. Stay on the right path. Stay prudent. Give us an update in 6 months. I'd be interested to hear what you did. Remember, friends, the secret to wealth is pretty simple. Live on less than you make. Invest the rest. Do so for a very long time. Make it a great one.